Hi, I'm Jason with AdventurousTech.com, and today I want to talk to you about your Adventure Medical First Aid Kit. And a first aid kit is really important because regardless of the adventure you're going on, I mean, it could be, simply as backpacking or camping or hiking or ATVing or hunting or fishing or surfing or rock climbing, whatever it is, sometimes accidents happen and you just want to be prepared for when those things do happen. But when it comes to building and buying your first aid kit, it can be pretty overwhelming. I know what you're going through and I've been there before, but what I did and what I found that worked really, really well, and actually I think a lot of other people kind of do this as well, is they buy a generic first aid kit, that kind of covers the basics, the essentials. So when it comes to building and creating and buying your first medical first aid kit, there's kind of a lot of options out there. So I'm going to go over a few options that might benefit you for just kind of starting out, and I'll provide links to all of these items down in the descriptions below, and they link right to Amazon, to the exact products that I'm talking about. And what I did is I bought a small first aid kit from a company called Adventure Medical Kits, and they're available on Amazon. You can pick up this exact kit on Amazon for, I think, for like $17, so it's super cheap. And it covers all of your basics. This particular kit is the Ultralight Watertight Medical Kit 0.5. Okay, and Adventure Medical Kits, they have different models or packages, so to speak, and they're all kind of separated by the 0.5, or there's one called a 0.7, which is the next step up, which is also a great kit to get started with. And this particular kit, the reason I wanted to go with this one is because it had everything that you really needed. It had, you had your bandages and band-aids and your butterfly closures, medical tape, gauze and dressing for cuts and stuff like that. It has some cleaning and topicals such as antiseptic towelettes, some antibiotics, ointments, stuff like that. And it has even medication, such as ibuprofen, aspirin, antihistamine, in case you have allergic reactions to stuff. It covers blisters, and then it even has an instrument, or instruments I should say, such as safety pins and tweezers. This is your basic kit, and this is a perfect starting point for any kit. It covers everything you need. Now, this particular kit really would only be, good for a couple people, maybe on a short weekend trip. But again, great kit to start with, and it's lightweight. It's about 3.5 ounces, I think. But depending on the trip, you have to be prepared and customize it. So, a lot of times the most common accidents on trips are, skin irritations or burns or bug bites, sprained ankles or fingers or stuff like that, or minor cuts and scrapes. So you have to kind of customize that. If you have more people, you want to add some more of those items. And if you're going to go on longer trips, what I would recommend is I'd go with this item. It's, again, by Adventure Medical Kits, but this one is really designed more for the sportsman, the hunter, fisherman type, but it works phenomenal, for any type of adventure, especially if you're going further into the backcountry to get away from, civilization, so to speak. And it's great because it has a lot more, So when you open this up, I mean, this not only covers, has all the same stuff as the other Adventure Medical Kit, but it has a lot more. It has more bandages, larger bandages, more tape, it has a scissors. And the one thing that I think is really useful out of this kit, oh, and by the way, this one I think is online for like $50 from Amazon. But the great thing about it is that it has these little pullouts, that kind of go over basically what's happening, how to use some of this stuff, and the procedures on how to use it. And I think that's great because a lot of times when you're out in the wilderness, you don't really know, your heart's pumping, accidents happen, and how do you use this? So I think this first aid kit, the Whitetail series, is the perfect step up, for a longer family vacation, or maybe it's a longer backpacking trip. If you're going to go hunting or spend a week out in the wilderness, I think it's a great kit to go with. Now, these are both great kits to kind of get you started and kind of customize and work from there. But there's always a few things that you should, well, maybe not always, but that I always add to my kit, and that is extra blister and footwear first aid stuff. So I always pick up a Blister Medic, which is, I mean, I've used these things so many times. You want to protect your feet because that's what's going to get you out of the situation, whatever it is that you're in. And these are great because it has extra moleskins, it has these glacier gels, you know, to really kind of add some extra support for those blisters or those hot areas. And it's really cheap. I mean, I think this one is 10 bucks. So I mean, 10 bucks is a phenomenal way to go just to add that extra peace of mind, okay? So as I kind of wrap up this video, when you go out to buy your first aid kit or create your first aid kit, remember you want to cover the basic, most common injuries that happen. That's, you know, cuts and rashes and you know, insect bites and things of that nature, cuts, you know, to your hands and your body, as well as, you know, sprained ankles and more severe injuries like that. And all the items that I talked about today, you can pick any of those up on Amazon, and all of those links are down below in the description. So if you have any questions or comments, you know, please leave a comment below and ask them, and I'll hopefully get back to you as soon as I can. And go to adventuroustech.com for more information on outdoor adventure technology, things of that nature. And please subscribe or like us on Facebook. Thanks for watching.